What's up? What's up, everybody? This is LidLine Sports right here with your boy Lil O. Have some technical difficulties with Pep. He will be in here soon. But no G today. G is out on town living his best life. I think he's in LA right now. I seen you, G. If you listen, I seen you at the Clippers game this weekend. I myself got to get to an NBA game. I got to tune in to see the Houston Rockets versus my Phoenix Suns. Shout out to Kevin Porter Jr. From Rainier Beach High School. Got to tune in and watch him play against my Suns. The Rockets, well, let's just say they are young, to say the least. They have a long way to go with him, Jalen Green. But yeah, they got a long way to go. And we got a lot of other sports to get into. Pep, he gets into the NFL. I will be with the NBA right after that. We have some college hoop starting over last week. I know a lot of people from the town tuned in to watch number 9 Duke. I think they moved up to top 5 now. You see them get into start their season off. Paolo Banchero put on a show against Kentucky to start off their season. We all know that he's possibly going to be the number 1 pick in next year's NBA draft. For all you guys listening right now, definitely give me your guys' thoughts on what you guys see from Mr. Banchero out of O'Dea High School. Across the board, University of Washington has got it off to their season. A little up and down right now. What's good, Pep? Welcome in.
I'm good. Just a little frustrated. Everything was working up until the time was starting to come on, and then everything just started messing up. I got a new modem, and it's working fine. And I got a laptop that's acting up on me. So I had to use my phone.
Look good, look clear.
Yeah. Now my laptop looks like it's working, but I'll stick to this for now. So what's
going
on?
I was getting into a little bit about University of Washington basketball. Talk about a little college hoop. They are playing right now against Texas Southern University. They are down 4 points at halftime. What was that?
Have you seen the first 2 games or at least one of them?
Yeah, I seen them both.
Oh, okay. So what do you think?
Oh man, first of all, I'll say they look like a team. They look like a team that is kind of discombobulated. With that being said, they do have about, I think, 6 or 7 new faces.
Right.
Shooting so far is going to be a premium. Not too many shooters on the floor, which I think has been their struggles offensively. And I've just never been a big fan of this 2-3 zone. It just slows down. You play at a slower pace. And I think even with these last 2-3 years, I thought UW has had athletes where you want to get up and down. You want to press a little bit. Coach Mike Hopkins does that a little bit. I would like to see more of it. I think that's when they're at their best.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been a slow start. There's no reason with these teams that they're playing. There's no reason they should, let alone be losing but struggling.
Yeah, I saw the first game, which happened to be around the same time Paolo was playing Duke in Kentucky. So I was kind of flipping back and forth, but it was so obvious that the Huskies cannot shoot.
Yep.
I mean, you think they would have had addressed some of that, when they brought in some new players, but it seemed like the same old stuff. You can't play any defense, right? Because
they
were giving up layups and they were giving up 3-pointers galore, from that zone defense, which is ridiculous.
Yep.
And then, but on the other hand, on offense, they can't score. And we're talking about a team, Northern Illinois, the one they lost to. They're no powerhouse by any stretch. So if you're struggling against teams like that, and even though they did win against Northern Arizona the next time, still, you won by 11 against a team you probably should have won by 25 or 30, and another non-powerhouse that comes to your gym and plays with you, right? And you're a
Yep.
Power 5 school. So that's alarming, to say the least.
Northern Arizona lost by 30 plus to Arizona the game before this. So
Yeah, and then they come up here, and the Huskies had to rely on free throws, to win that game. So, boy, they got a lot of work to do. That's all I got to say. Maybe it's cohesion. They got to get, because you got 5 or 6 new guys or whatever, however many it is. You got to get used to each other as a unit. But man, look, they don't have time to try and gel fast enough because they got to get it going because these teams ain't going to be feeling sorry for them and say, oh, well, they're just going to be playing ball and looking for wins.
no, I agree.
Yeah, and they're going to come up here thinking they're going to get it.
And before you got on, I did mention Duke and Paolo Banchero. I'm pretty sure you watched a little bit of that.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you think about his performance?
Well, he looked good, but we know that wasn't his best outing by far, and it's not probably even close to what he's capable of. So, it's game 1, national TV, New York City, blah, blah. So, hey, he still hit for 22. They won the game, and it was impressive because, the announcers obviously probably didn't know too much about him, but they were surprised that he was able to bring the ball up the floor, run the offense, help initiate the offense. And then, of course, that guy, what's his name, Keels?
Keels.
Oh, man. Granville described him pretty good when he said he kind of reminds him of World Be Free. That's a good analogy right there. Man, yeah.
I've heard that name before. I haven't seen him play.
World Be Free?
Player.
Yeah, he, in the early 70s to 80s, his name was Lloyd Free coming in, right? And so he was one of these, you've probably seen him before, these stocky but muscular, guy. And he was from Brooklyn, and he was a guy that he can take you to the hole with strength, and you ain't gonna do nothing but foul him. Mm-hmm. But he also had an outside game. Most New York guys, what they do is dribble in one place, give you all this fancy stuff, but they don't go anywhere. But this guy can go to the hoop, he could pull up, and he was real strong. And he had so much confidence, and that's key to have confidence. And this guy had it. Every time he stepped on the floor, he thought he was the best guy there.
And that's describing Keels to a T. He's a big power guard who also has an outside game. Mm-hmm. And then back to P, it's funny, a lot of people talk about, his ability to be able to do multiple things. That is what makes him a potential number 1 pick. He fits the mold of today's NBA as a big man to a T.
6'10", right?
Yeah.
He also played football, wasn't he? Quarterback.
Yep.
Can you imagine your quarterback 6'10"? Mm-hmm. But that tells you how athletic he is. To be 6'10" and be able to run on the football field is remarkable.
Definitely. What other news you got for us, Pep?
Well, of course, back to UW. We know that Jimmy Lake got dismissed, which is probably not a surprise. Granville called it. He said he didn't think that he'd be able to recover from this, and he was absolutely correct. I kind of wonder what's going to happen next. We all do. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 games. I guess they're going to just keep the interim status going the same as they did for the Arizona State game, I imagine. And of course, there's going to be much speculation in the coming weeks on who's going to replace Jimmy Lake. Do you have any thoughts? I've got some names for you before you start. I've heard Bob Stoops. I heard that name. Of course, Ed Orgeron gets brandied about, but I don't think that he would come up here. And I don't think with all the baggage that he has off the field that the UW wants to go there.
Yeah.
BYU's Kalani Sitake and Nevada's Jay Norvell And I myself had mentioned on another show that I did last week, Cincinnati's coach, I forget his name, Wake Forest's coach. He's only got one loss, and they did really well last year, so he might be something. I'm not saying that they're going to come up here. I'm just giving you names that could be good candidates to come up here. I've heard the name Justin Wilcox, the ex Bears coach, but he's got a losing record overall, so I'm not sure how well he would play up here. And of course, I have to mention this name because he recently got hired at UConn, which is also the Huskies, and that's Jim Mora Jr. Is there a chance that he could do an about face and come back to UW, which he, was originally from, UW guy. So before he became the Seattle Seahawks coach, as we all remember, for one season. So you got any names that I might have missed, or have you heard anything?
I don't have any names, but I think you are on the ball, especially when it comes to picking out of the smaller schools in the West Coast. BYU coach, I think, would definitely be a name that will be thrown out there. San Diego State, and those small schools that are winning. But yeah, whoever it is has a lot of work to do in turning this football program around. It's been a turmoil year, to say the least. But just like you said, also too, it's going to be somebody with a clean background.
Right, and like you said, it's probably going to be somebody from a smaller school right now that's doing really well. Because I can't see the Huskies getting a guy like, say, Bob Stoops, who's going to command a lot of money, which they're already shelling out for Lakes, the rest of the contract, as they basically are just letting him go with pay. They said they didn't fire him for cause. Jen Cohen says that they let him go because of because of the record and how the progress is going with UW. So having said that, I think Mike Hopkins' antenna should be up, right? From hearing that. So
no, you're definitely right. With that program, the way that program's going too, what he has going for himself is he does have an outright Pac-12 championship, or outright. He's been to the tournament a couple times, but it's been shown that he cannot recruit out of the West Coast. I don't know what else to say. It's been
that's a problem.
Not been able to assert himself out here.
Yeah, for sure. So we shall see about that. Are you excited about the movie King Richard with Will Smith starring as portraying Venus and Serena's father, Richard Williams? I've seen many trailers on it. I've watched it multiple times. I've been on YouTube and I've actually looked at some behind the scenes stuff with Will Smith. And, it looks like it's going to be a real good movie. Even the Serena and Venus both liked it. They give it a thumbs up. So that's good to know. It's good to know that they're not, that they didn't like, that they did like it and not criticizing it. Oh, very good, Daniel, putting up the trailer. So I'm excited to see it. I'll probably go see it sometime next week or the week after, depending on how much time I got. But I'm excited to see it. So how about you? Oh, you going to go check it out?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, on one hand, you got Will Smith, who is one of my favorite actors, and a great actor to say himself. I mean, his resume speaks for himself. But then on top of that, I grew up in a household where my mom was a big, and still is a big, Venus and Serena fan. So that's definitely something I'll probably get with her to go watch that movie. I mean, Venus Williams. I think people forget Venus Williams was once a number one tennis player herself. So this isn't just about the Pops and Serena Williams. I mean, Venus Williams was a great tennis player too. And then, I mean, Serena Williams, nonetheless, is probably one of the most polarizing and biggest sports athletes of all time. So just to see those guys' story, and then the highlight of their father is him being their trainer and raising them out of Compton, California, and grooming them to be what they are now. It's going to be a good story to see.
Yeah, and for those of us that are old enough, when they first started out, Venus was the superstar because
Yep.
for a long time Venus had beaten Serena all the time. When they were matched up when they were younger, in the early years of their professional tennis, Venus was the one that was always winning and the one that was beating everybody until it's like overnight, Serena just turned it on, right? And then you could see the ascension of her taking over and finally getting past Venus. And then Venus couldn't beat her, right? The tables got turned. So, yeah, I don't know how deep they're going to go as far as the movie goes. But, yeah, I'm very interested and excited to see it, coming out of Compton, California. And, of course, you know what? They got other siblings too, and they lost a sister a few years ago, if you remember, tragically. And so I'm sure they might delve into some of that. But they had plenty of other siblings too. So Richard Williams had a big household to take care of, and my favorite part of the trailer so far is when obviously there's a social worker in the house, and Richard Williams is in there with the family, and he's saying, "Are you trying to say that we hard on our kids?" Well, we are. The way he said it was great. I can, Will did a great job, so I can imagine, he's going to get some good reviews, accolades on that. And definitely. Like I said, Serena and Venus have already said thumbs up, and I've seen some of their behind the scenes interviews and stuff like that on the set. So yeah, it should be pretty cool. So, man, let's see, what else you got? You got anything else? I guess we can get into NFL Pep Talk before we go on our first break, right?
Yes, sir.
Because man, look, has anybody figured out the NFL? I mean, seriously.
This has been one wacky year, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, bro, my picks, I know, right? My picks these last 3 or 4 weeks have been atrocious. I've been like, I know I was under 500 a couple of times, and I knew for sure this week I was solid. Man, let me just start with Cleveland, the Browns, right? The Browns, they go into Cincinnati last week, and Cincinnati, by the way, had blew out the Ravens, the first place Ravens, and smoked them in Baltimore, 41-17. So, Cleveland goes into Cincinnati, and I'm thinking, oh, yeah, Bengals got this. They're rolling now. No. Cleveland bombs them 41-16. So I'm like, okay. Now they go to New England. And I'm figuring, well, Baker's got it all figured out now. They got the OJ stuff behind them. And so they're ready to get going. Of course, they still don't have, Nick Chubb, still don't have Kareem Hunt, but, Ernest Jackson, as he showed in the Thursday night game a few weeks ago against Denver, got 146 yards. No problem. We got him. We got him going. Yeah, no. Cleveland gets beat 45-7. I mean, Mac Jones Bill Belichick. Okay, you know what? We might just have to start giving him legit flowers now, right? Because we're all the talk about, oh, it's Tom Brady. Brady can't win without Belichick. Belichick can't win without Brady. Well, we know that Brady can win without Belichick because last year he won the Super Bowl. So now the question is, would Belichick be able to be successful without Tom Brady? Well, so far, not too bad. I mean, you got a rookie quarterback and you light up Cleveland for 45 points.
Yep. And now he's kind of putting himself, I think he's neck and neck with Oh man, the wide receiver over at Cincinnati.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, for Rookie of the Year, Mac Jones.
Hey, they still got what, about 7, 8 games to go. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it ain't a done deal.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah. So anyway, so I figured, okay, I blew that one. But surely my Pittsburgh Steelers won't let me down. And yeah, people, you can see my Lions shirt. I'll explain that in a minute. It's not a bet or anything like that. I didn't lose a bet. But I figured, well, Pittsburgh will take care of Detroit, winless Detroit. Yeah, no. They didn't lose, though. They didn't lose, but they tied them at 16. And, let me explain the shirt. About 2 years, however many years ago, it was the Rams and Patriots Super Bowl, right? I was over at my friend's house watching the Super Bowl. His name is Chris Walker, childhood friend and all that. Love the guy. And some of you might know him. But anyway, during halftime, he had this raffle. So, I forget. So, you put he has your names in a hat. There was a bunch of people in the house. And he pulled my name out for this particular prize. He said, "Here you go." And I unwrapped it, and it was this shirt. So it was just a random thing. So I wear it. Obviously, as you can see, I got stains on it, bleach stains. I don't know how because I don't even use bleach. But anyway, so that's how I got this shirt, and I just happened to wear it today. So I didn't lose a bet. It's my shirt, legitimately, and he didn't think I would wear it, but I told him since he got it, I'll wear it. So that's how that worked. So anyway, okay, Pittsburgh messed me up. Cleveland messed me up. Surely Tampa Bay won't mess me up, right? Man. They're going to go into Washington, take care of business because they lost last week to New Orleans. So you figured, the week before to New Orleans, they had a bye last week. So you figured, they'll be all right. No, they lost 29-19.
We saw 45-year-old Tom Brady yesterday.
Yeah, how many picks did he have? 2 or 3? 2?
2, I think.
Yeah, and they were terrible. Yeah. Looked like somebody else we know that we'll probably talk about later. All right. But you know what? Okay, Tampa let me down. TB12, see you later, buddy. Denver, fresh off, whooping from the Dallas Cowboys, which is always lovely to see. Oh, man, when the Cowboys get shellacked at home, oh, my God. They should have a parade everywhere. But we figured Philly coming to Denver, oh, yeah, it ain't going to work out for them too well.
They blew them out.
Lost again. Yeah, I lost all them games because when you tie on the pick'ems or whatever, yeah, that's a loss.
That's a loss, okay.
Yeah, that's a loss, regardless of who you picked. It's a loss. So I lost all those. But I got some good news. But not for Andrew Schroeder. So some things stay the same. Some things do stay the same. The Buffalo Bills kicked the living you-know-what out of the Jets. Sorry about that.
And I'm not surprised by that. They played pissed as they should have after how they looked offensively over the last couple games, especially against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That was due. That was definitely
due. Yeah, but you know what? It's funny because Mike White earlier in the week was saying that he should have been the number 1 overall pick, number 1 quarterback pick. Yeah, how's that working out for you, buddy? That's pretty sad. Boy, I tell you. Oh, man. So, but anyway, there's also some other good news. What'd you think about Cam Newton yesterday?
Man, I thought that was so dope. I thought that was first dope that the organization reached out to him in the debacle that they have right now with the quarterback position. And the fact that, they didn't just throw him out there was what I liked the most. They put him in a position where he's going to be successful after not playing all season. And and they get a dub too. He scores 2 touchdowns, man. That's a good story. And he's actually gonna make some decent money for the rest of the season.
Bro, you nailed it. When you said they put him in a position to succeed, absolutely. They got to the goal line and said, "Here you go."
Yep.
And he scored 2 straight times.
Yep.
And that was the ball game right there, you know? And you know, he's claiming he's back and you got penalized for that, but you know what? So what?
Yeah.
Let the guy vent, right? Have some fun. So, you know, it was good to see. Now it's kind of the question is what's going on in Arizona?
Yeah.
Because, well, you know, okay, Kyler Murray was out, D-Hop was out, you know, but hey, you can't use that as an excuse if the week before they were out and you blew a team out.
No, not at all. You just didn't come to play.
Yeah, there it is. There, and that seems to be a theme for a lot of teams this year so far, or at least the last, you know, these last 3 or 4 weeks. You know, teams have just they just haven't shown up.
Yeah.
Like the Cowboys last week, you know, all jokes aside, you know, we know that they are formidable. They're a great team so far this year. But, I mean, they just did not show up. And and the Rams right now and the week before, what's going on?
Just not showing up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you could do that.
And then you got a team who hasn't pretty much showed up all season, or I guess to what we thought that they would have been, which is the Chiefs, and then they play amazing basketball or amazing football on Sunday.
Yeah, now they're back to first place, 6-4. You know, they were in the basement, you know, from the outhouse to the penthouse. So hey, now they're saying, you know, everything's good in Kansas City again. You know, people, you know, did you know the last 2 weeks that there was a petition to have Patrick Mahomes removed as a starting quarterback?
Yeah, I think I remember G talking about
in Kansas City. I mean, we think that the people up here are silly, and they are sometimes. But we gotta remember the rest of the country has their own following, their own silliness, their own crazy acting, you know, stuff. I mean, because right now the Vegas Raiders are probably ready to burn Derek Carr's jersey.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and I'm hearing rumors about who their quarterback will be next year, but I'll get into that a little bit later on when we get into some other more in-depth football talk with a local team. So
they don't deserve to be called their name. So
yeah, so for real. Okay, so we're gonna go take a break, and so when we come back from the break, I'll get into the last portion of the NFL Pep Talk, and then O will get on to his overtime going in OT. So stick around. We'll be right
back.
Here with the Rainier Avenue Radio Traffic Update. You can listen to us in your car 24/7 anytime by downloading the free TuneIn app. Once you do, search Rainier Avenue Radio. And remember, do not curse out your fellow drivers. This has been your Rainier Avenue Radio Traffic Update.
This is Tyrone with God Is, and the inspiration of gospel music also on Rainier Avenue Radio.org. We give out free food each and every Saturday from 11 to 2. And so we want you to come on out and support us when we love on your community. And we also have a fish fry once a month. We want to raise funds, put back into the community. And so come on and support us. We need your love. And also, if you want to be connected with us, go to Rainier Avenue Radio.org, to the website, Facebook, Instagram, and God Is. And as God Is got a website, we need your help, community. So come on out and get your free food each and every Saturday it is. And so we asking for donation, whatever you feel to give from your heart to the mind. And as we're doing it right here for you, go to our website and touch love and give back. And so come on by 810 23rd Avenue, Rainier Avenue Radio.org, your community radio station and inspiration of all the things we do in your community.
The beat of the Fox with nastiness is back on K Fox Night Beat.
Yo, what's the deal? It's the legendary Hall of Fame DJ Mixmaster Ice from UTFO.
What's up? Who you thought this is? This is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
And this is Terry Lewis.
And I'm Grand Mixer GMS.
What's up, y'all? This is DJ Third Degree.
This is JJ Hudson from the High Children family.
Sunday nights from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's K-Fox Night Beat with DJ Nastiness.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music. Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
That's my noise.
Peace.
All lovers, check out the Quiet Storm Dedication Show with Sergio LaCour on Love Lines. Thursdays, 9 p.m. Pacific on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
I love the music.
Hi, it's Queen Bree, Director of Clean Greens Farm and Market, and your host of Clean Greens Living Live, broadcasted on Rainier Avenue Radio.
And me, Robin T.
We are here to invite you to our biggest celebration of the year, our annual Lotte Cross Harvest Dinner on Tuesday, November 16th at 6 p.m. Check out our cool lineup. We will be having a sit-down chat with the one and only Doug Baldwin Jr. We also have in the house DJ Mr. Nice Guy, raffles and pictures from our very own comedian and activist, Deontay Damper, and the rest of our Clean Greens Farm family.
Get tickets by emailing us at cleangreensevents@gmail.com or go to our website at cleangreensfarmmarket.com.
Holla!
Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Hey, welcome back to LidLine Sports. You can hear LidLine Sports on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify. What else, El? I always forget.
Honestly, at StreamYard that we're on now, Facebook, yeah. We need you for that. You got
Rainier
that
Avenue Radio,
on
of course. Yes. Anyway, so we were in NFL Pep Talk earlier, and I'll finish that up by giving you guys an injury report. Chase Young tore his ACL for the Washington football team, so he will be out for the rest of the 2021 season. We heard that Robert Woods on Friday practiced, tore his ACL. He actually finished practice because they didn't know that his ACL was torn. Of course, he hurt himself and still finished practice, but now he's out for the rest of 2021 himself. Aaron Jones of the Green Bay Packers was hurt yesterday in the game against the Seahawks, but he has a mild MCL sprain, and he's only going to miss 1 to 2 weeks. I'm guessing 2 weeks. Good news is they don't have to put him on the IR. If you do go on the IR, folks that may not know, you got to miss a minimum of 3 games. So that's good news. And for the Packers, also, Wynton Merciless is out for the rest of the year. So that's a big blow on the defense for them. But that's about all I have for the NFL.
What about OBJ? So what about OBJ?
Oh, yeah. How could I forget OBJ? Signed with the LA Rams, and of course he's playing tonight. I did see one catch. I stopped watching now, so I don't even know what's going on. What's going on now? Do you know? Do you see?
No, I haven't seen. I did have a question for you. I don't know if you've heard any news of what happened, of why the Seahawks did not engage in trying to sign him.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he wanted to come here. I think it was all a decoy. I think he wanted to go to the Rams or somewhere like that all along.
Okay.
I think he was just using the Seahawks maybe to push the Rams, a little bit.
I got you.
So that's my feeling. I could be wrong, but I don't think he had any intention of coming here whatsoever, which is too bad because, we'll get into it later about them. Right now, I want to go into some OT because I want to talk about the NBA. Oh, take it away, brother.
Yeah, we're starting to get I wouldn't say, people are starting to find their groove, but you are starting to see a little bit of, who's going to maybe be a team that's going to look to compete for making the playoffs, and teams that are about to start this road of tanking. I don't know if you missed me what I said earlier. So I was actually I was in Houston this weekend, and
Oh, okay.
coincidentally, yeah, I got to watch Sunday. The Houston Rockets played the Phoenix Suns. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Kevin Porter Jr. at Rainier Beach High School. Uh,
Did you get to
let's
see him at
just
all?
What was that?
Did you get?
Well, I had pretty decent enough seats where while he was warming up, I was with a friend of mine who I think went to school with him, and he
Okay.
noticed us
I
in the
thought you
crowd.
might know him yourself. I wasn't
Uh,
sure.
yeah, no, not on a personal level. Like, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it made a familiar face from Seattle, but he
Mm-hmm.
definitely did give us a head nod while he was warming up. So,
Oh, okay, cool.
Seattle connection. Uh, that was pretty much it when I have anything positive to say about the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was some bad basketball. I know what I try to say is when teams, I don't like to call young teams bad, because for the most part, when you put a team full of very young players on a basketball team, especially on the NBA level, there's going to be a lot of hiccups, a lot of turnovers, a lot of bad shots, and that's what
Knowing
they're at right now. On the other side of that, I thought the Phoenix Suns played pretty well. Uh, but the funny thing
9-3
is,
right now, right?
yeah, 8-3 on a 7-game win streak, I believe the Phoenix Suns are. I'm trying so hard to not. I was trying so hard to when the season started to not get so flustered with how they were playing the first, I would say, week or two.
Mm-hmm.
Gave up some leads, got blown out by Portland. But right now, I think they're starting to find a little bit of groove. But Pep, did you know on the Eastern Conference? Well, I guess before the game started, actually no, they came back and won. Did you know the Washington Wizards are the best record in the Eastern Conference?
What? No way. Stop
They
lying.
they have the best record in the Eastern Conference, and Brad Beal only averages 23 points a game, and I think he's been out like these last few games.
Right. Well, he was up to what, 29 last year.
Yeah, and 30 something
But
year before
that's
that.
good news that it's actually gone down
Yes.
because they have more balance now.
Definitely. And they do have more balance. And I was, credit to Montrezl Harrell, not being in a good situation with LA. I think it's on both sides of that. But right now, he's looking like he's ready to claim his Sixth Man of the Year throne again. He's coming off the bench, averaging 18 and 8 for the Washington Wizards. That's something we've seen him do with the Clippers. Contavious Caldwell-Pope has been a two-way defender. I think Kuz has given very good minutes as a starter. And then we all talked about Spencer Dinwiddie when he was with Brooklyn, and that it was really
I
tough.
love that guy.
Yeah, I know you love him, Karis LeVert, and it was very tough for them to, give up the slew of young players for James Harden, and he's getting busy right now for the Washington Wizards. They're in first place right now. Behind them are the Brooklyn Nets, who are getting it done defensively, actually, this year.
Yeah, isn't that surprising? We didn't see that coming.
No. Defensively, no. But
that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Definitely, we're very shocked by that. But it seems like they're playing at a much slower pace. So maybe that's the cause and effect of that. And then behind that, the Chicago Bulls. No surprise, we all thought that they were going to be a really good team in the NBA. They kind of took some couple steps back over this last week. But they seem like not only will they be in the playoffs, that they are going to try to compete for the East to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
So those are the top 3 teams in the West. Yeah, you see, I didn't name the Philadelphia 76ers.
No, you didn't.
I didn't name the Milwaukee Bucks.
I had planned to ask you about a couple of teams, and the Bucks are one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the Milwaukee Bucks, it seems like they're getting hit with the injury bug right now. Chris Middleton has been out. Drew Holiday started out the season out. Dante DiVincenzo is still out. Brooke Lopez has been out. So it's been.
See, that kills you.
Yeah, it kills
the
you.
injury bug, once it hits, man, it seems like it's like a snowball effect.
Yep.
It just keeps rolling. This guy gets hurt, then this guy gets hurt, this guy comes back, and this other guy gets hurt. It's like you can't keep the same group cohesive at the same time. Some years, and you know what? This might be that type of year for the Bucks.
Yep.
Right now they're floating at a little bit under 500, and until they get some guys back and get it together, they don't want to fall behind too far, because then
Definitely not. Because we talked a little bit, last year and now this year too. You see, the Eastern Conference isn't just a slouch anymore. There's at least a good solid 7 teams in the Eastern Conference, so you definitely don't want to fall too far behind. Now, what I do think they do have going for them is this team, his nucleus has played together. So I do think that they will, find a niche here, and I think they will get the ball rolling. But right now, scoring has been at a premium for them. They cannot put the ball in the hoop. And I think that does just have a lot to do with them just team zeroing in on Giannis. And those shooters aren't out there, or other scorers with Chris Middleton and all those guys. And then the Philadelphia 76ers.
I think the best thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No,
I think the best thing the Bucks can do is not try to get that first or second spot in the East. Forget that right now. Okay, you don't need that. What you need to do is get healthy, get your guys together, so when you get into April and May and be healthy, then whatever seed you are in the playoffs, whatever, because you've already proven that you can win on the road in the playoffs and get to the championship. That's already proven by them. So they don't have to worry about whether they're a first or a home seed. If I were them, I wouldn't even sweat that. I would be concerned, basically just get healthy for money time. And then if you can do that, then they'll, they got just as good a chance to repeat or win like anybody else. I'm also curious about Washington, Hashimura. I see that he's been out. Have you heard anything on him? Because they're winning and he's out. So I'm hoping that when he gets back and can get back into rotation, that they'll continue to go on their run.
I know it's personal. The rumor that I heard, and do not quote me, I'm not for sure, but I heard that he lost family, and I'm not for sure if it's real close immediate family or who in his family, but I heard he lost family in either a car accident or something like that.
Oh,
yeah. So
in Japan?
I am not for sure, but whatever it is, like I said, it's clearly a really heavy loss, and
it must be, because he's been out for weeks.
Yeah,
and I didn't hear of any injury or anything like that. So I'll have to Google, find out what's going on with him. But I hope he gets back. And I like the way the Wizards look, and I'm kind of rooting for him, because I'm tired of the teams that are always bad staying bad. Like in the NFL, I was tired of Cleveland being bad. I'm kind of, even though they're in the division that my favorite team is in, it's not bothering me that if they're playing well. And Cincinnati, they've been bad for so long. I don't mind them getting okay. And if my team turns bad sometimes, oh well, that's the way the NFL or pro sports work. I don't worry about that. So I'd like to see the Wizards be good. I would like for Detroit. That might be a lost cause right now. Man, can you imagine being a Detroit fan? I mean, the Lions are 0-8-1. You got the Pistons. They probably won't win 25 games this year.
Nah, they won't.
The Tigers were terrible.
Yep.
And I don't know. And the Red Wings used to be good, but I think they're probably middle of the road.
I don't think they're that good either.
So, man, oh my God. Suicide.
They're one of those cities that they are diehard fans when it comes to their team. So, Detroit, the Pistons are in that same echelon with the Houston Rockets, the Orlando Magic, the OKC Thunder. But I know you asked about the Philadelphia 76ers. They have problems all over the board with off the court issues, front office to COVID.
Simmons.
Ben Simmons has the off the court issues, and everything is just bouncing off of each other. Now the thing is, they were playing well. before Joel Embiid just got COVID. They got Tobias Harris back from COVID.
Right. But
Danny
who's
Green.
playing well? Drummond.
Yes, he is playing well.
It's almost like a blessing in disguise, you know?
And I thought that was a really good pickup for Philadelphia 76ers, knowing that they have a guy like Joel Embiid who, I mean, let's just be honest, he's hurt all the time. So just to be able to plug pretty much who was an all-star center only a few years ago, just to plug him right in, that's why they've been able to stay afloat with Doc Rivers as their head coach as well. But this Ben Simmons thing has to get answered. It just has to, in one way or another. If it's going to be through trade, or if he's going to step on the court, it has to. It's going to hinder their season if this goes all the way on until trade deadline. I think this will. I don't know if I can see them as a contender if this still lingers.
Well, I've got another guy I want to mention that's even more baffling than Ben Simmons. John Wall. What the heck?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm watching him. He's out he's on the bench. He's just chilling. And
bro, he's gonna make $91.7 million these next 2 seasons. That's more than Michael Jordan made in his whole career as an NBA player.
And that's why it's hard to trade him because we all know he did come off of a torn Achilles. We know that John Wall relies a lot on athleticism. He did play last year. I think he looked okay, but he is not definitely worth the $45+ million tag that is connected to him now. And I personally not taking a buyout. I don't think he will. So maybe next year, but not this year. No team's just going to trade for that.
Here's what I don't understand. Okay, I played basketball and some sports, my whole life, right? Whether in the street or organized. And of course, I knew I would never be a pro player. I wasn't delusional, but that's a dream, right?
Yeah.
To be good enough. And when you're at an elite level in high school, you pretty much know that either you're going to be a D1 college well-known, or you're going to be to the highest level. And these guys, when they finally make the highest level, you would think that, okay, I'm here. This is my job. That they would be. I don't know. Maybe I'm just naive. Okay, but the fact that he feels so comfortable sitting on the bench making all this money and he don't care about playing, it's like that bothers me. It makes my whole outlook on that particular player so much different. I used to love John Wall. I liked his game. He always got hurt a lot, but because he was so, he was so athletic and, did so much stuff, I can imagine it's pretty hard on the body. And so, yeah, he's going to get hurt probably more than some others. I'm surprised Westbrook doesn't get hurt as much as anybody, as hard as he plays.
Yeah.
But, to be able to be comfortable not playing and laughing it up and all that, I mean, that bothers me.
Yeah, and there is a business side to it, but to your point, if you want to play, there's nobody that can tell you that you cannot suit up. You have the final say. If John Wall really wanted to play, he would rescind everything that agents and front office is saying, and he would be out there in a jersey helping these young guys every night. So I agree with you. Clearly, a part of him agrees with not playing, and you're right, that bothers me too. But that's where he is at, and we'll see how that unfolds. But I think he will be with the Rockets all season, not playing. I don't think he'll play all season. And then on the other side of the Western Conference, the Golden State Warriors back in familiar territory. They lead the West. They're number 1 in the Western Conference. Playing great basketball. They look like Golden State Warriors of old. Steph Curry has put it on a show to start the season like he did last year. And then I want to highlight Andrew Wiggins. I think he is finally found a niche and stepped into his role for the Golden State Warriors of being a two-way player.
Well, winning does that, bro. 11-2.
Yep, you're right.
If they was 2-11.
You're right. You are right. he has leaders around him in Steph Curry, Draymond Green. I'm pretty sure even Klay Thompson, who hopefully we'll see suit up here in the next maybe 6 to 8 weeks. We'll see. But they're followed by the Phoenix Suns, who I said are on an 9-game winning streak. If they finish off this game with the Timberwolves today, they're looking like they're ready to get back to where they was. And then the Denver Nuggets. I know Jokic is an MVP caliber player, and I know Mike Malone is a great coach. But to see that these guys still play at a high level and win night in and night out, with Michael Porter Jr. out, Will Barton in and out the lineup, and just plugging in guys into the system without Jamal Murray as well.
And not Michael Porter Jr. playing well.
Yep, he wasn't playing well before he got hurt. You're right.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty. Yeah, you're right about that. I want to put a bow on this real quick. I know you got the Trailblazers CEO decided to step down after 9 years. Then you know what? They also need to get rid of that doggone sorry GM they got.
Yep. I don't know what's taking.
Yeah. He needs to go.
Yeah, I don't know what's taking so long about that. They need to fire everybody in the front office who fronts that man. And then my Power 5 rankings, the Warriors still at number 1. The Phoenix Suns, I got plugged them, finally making the top 5 at number 2. The Brooklyn Nets are at number 3. The Denver Nuggets are number 4. And 5, it could have went anyway. I wanted to throw the Cleveland Cavaliers at 5, but I couldn't, not yet. So I got the Chicago Bulls at number 5.
Yeah, shout out to the Cavs. They're 9-5 right now. So yeah, they definitely need some love. And so give them their props.
Definitely.
I want to get into the Seahawks and the Packers game real quick.
Yes, sir.
Before we go. I'm going to say this: the Seahawks defense showed up.
Yep.
And they showed up. I mean, for 3 3/4 of that game, they held Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau to 3 points.
Yep.
Nobody who does that.
Yep.
Nobody. So you can laugh and joke about how many yards the Seahawks give up. They even mentioned on the broadcast. Yeah, they give up yards, but when it's time for you to score or to get into the end zone, they don't let you.
Yep.
And this game definitely proves that. So I'm going to give PC his props, Ken Norton his props on saying that, hey, they're about to turn the corner as far as defense is concerned, and they went up against an elite quarterback and did that. The problem yesterday, other than the referees, of course, was the Seahawks offense is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't get anything going.
No.
And I don't know what's going on with Shane Waldron. He ain't no different than Bevel or Schottenheimer. To me, all three are the same guy. Man, you talking about vanilla. They're the worst team in the NFL that I've seen, and I've seen a lot of games. When they run a fly sweep or a screen, they are inept. They go backwards most of the time. They are terrible.
Yeah.
But I see other teams running screens, and they get 30 and 40 yards. What is the problem?
Now, I wonder if Pete Carroll, if there's just a certain style of offense that he is looking for when it comes to picking these offensive coordinators. It just doesn't seem like Pete Carroll like stepping out of the box like at all.
Yeah. To me, he's got his hand in it somehow, some way, and he need to get his hand out of there. Just let the guy run his show, right? If you're not letting him run the show, let him run the show, because what you're doing now is not working.
Yeah.
And Russell, I don't want to. I'm not going to use that finger as an excuse. He just made some poor decisions.
Yeah.
And the offensive line was awful. I mean, they were about as bad as everybody got blown off the line, constantly. Posick was getting blown out. Damian Lewis was getting trashed. Now, how he got a holding call when he's flat on his back, pancaked, I'll never know. The referees they get a fumble. Oh, no, it's a tie. What?
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
The interception that wasn't, but was. Okay. Every controversial call that there was, it was in favor of Green Bay. every one. And I can see if it was half and half, or maybe 3-2. But come on, man, 5 or 6 nothing. Come on, man, what's up with that? So I don't know. Next week they could be 3-7 because I don't see him beating Arizona. I don't care where it's at. Here, there, I don't care. I don't see it.
Hopefully they catch a break and Kyle Murray's still not back.
Hopkins probably won't. They said if anybody comes back, it'll be Murray.
Okay.
Yeah, before Hopkins. So whatever. I'm sure Colt McCoy will probably dice them up too. But I don't know. Seahawks D has been a whole lot better the last couple of games. So we'll see. But it's sad to say. I mean, Russ came back. I don't know if he was just trying to do too much. It was just trying to resume where he left off, or did he just think that because I'm going against Aaron Rodgers, I'm in Lambeau, let me step up. I don't know. But man, you could use his check downs. Oh my gosh, he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Help me out. What do you think?
I don't know. You said it. You hit it on the tee with just the Seahawks offense has been just so vanilla. And it's crazy because, like you said, you go back to even wanting to go get, OBJ. There's already playmakers on this team for this team to be so vanilla, starting with our quarterback, starting with Metcalf and I forget the other wide receiver's name, but there's playmakers on this team for our offense to be so bland sometimes. And in my opinion, we're one loss away from not having any hope of making the playoffs. So.
Yeah. Oh man, it's been great. We're out of time, but we'll be back next week. Granville should be back next week, so I hope you enjoy.
We don't need that.
Oh, I'm not going there. But
man,
thank you for listening, Nancy Conyers. I saw you out there. The regulars, I know you're out there. Andrew, sorry about that, but stay tuned for what's coming on next. I forget, but sorry about that. Man, oh man. So next week we'll be back. So thank you for listening. Yeah, that's right. Sports and LidLine Sports as we see it from
just below our lid.
Thank you. Holla. Bravo. All right, talk to you later.
All right.